We all recognize the friction of the modern workplace. You feel it in the oppressive hierarchies, the soulless metrics tracking your every minute, and the quiet reality that you're treated as a number. Why do we keep working this way? Most of it comes down to how the human brain navigates the world. We rely heavily on reasoning by analogy. We copy how things are organized, simply because that is how other people have organized them before us. When Elon Musk decided to build rockets, he knew he had to break this exact habit. He didn't ask the standard industry question, how do we make rockets cheaper? That is an analogy question. Instead, he stripped the problem all the way down to its raw material components. He asked, what is a rocket actually made of? The physical materials, aluminum, titanium, carbon fiber, made up barely 2% of a rocket's price. That massive 98% block hanging over it, that is the convention tax. The inflated price of doing things the way they have always been done. Modern businesses pay this exact same convention tax every single day. We overpay in lost human vitality, wasted energy, and stagnant performance simply by running our companies on inherited management habits. To build organizations that actually work, we cannot keep trying to optimize a broken system. We have to tear the structure down to the studs. The philosopher Aristotle described a mental tool for this, known today as first principles thinking. It is the practice of stripping away assumptions until you reach a bedrock truth, a fact so solid it cannot be derived from anything more basic. This concept has deep roots far beyond Western philosophy. In the Indian civilizational tradition, there is a profound practice of discriminative inquiry known as Neti, which translates directly to not this, not this. Neti is an aggressive subtraction process. You look at a problem and peel away the inherited definitions. Not this assumption, not this analogy. You keep stripping away the heavy layers of convention until only pure, undeniable reality remains. We have to apply this exact subtraction process to the way we manage people. We must refuse to accept any workplace practice unless it is backed by raw reason and actual observable experience. Let's run this protocol on the most stubborn assumption in modern business: the belief that humans are motivated primarily by a paycheck and the fear of getting fired. Where did we get that idea? It traces back to a man named Frederick Taylor in 1898. He made a local observation that eventually mutated into a universal law. Taylor was studying unskilled immigrant steelworkers. These were men performing grueling, repetitive physical tasks for bare minimum subsistence wages. In that specific, desperate context, money and fear were the only levers available. Apply Neti. Discard that assumption. The modern bedrock truth is that human beings bring their full intelligence and energy to work when they are offered meaning, a chance at mastery, and genuine community. Next assumption. Organizations require rigid, top-down hierarchies to function effectively. This made perfect sense a century ago. Information was incredibly scarce, and it moved slowly. The person sitting at the very top of the chain of command literally held more data than anyone else, so it was completely rational to defer to them. Run the protocol. Strip the assumption away. Today, information is abundant and distributed instantly. The new reality is that the best decisions belong to the people working closest to the actual problem. Now for the heaviest dogma of them all, the ironclad belief that a business exists solely to maximize shareholder return. This is not an ancient economic law. It is an ideological argument published by the economist Milton Friedman in a 1970 newspaper essay, which business schools blindly adopted as gospel. Strip away the myth. What remains is the actual truth. A business is a community of humans organized to create genuine value for other humans. The extractive management system we suffer under is not based on human nature. It's a ghost town of 19th century rules, haunting the 21st century. Once you shed 125 years of industrial baggage, you finally get a clean workspace. You can build a new architecture, regenerative management. This is not about tweaking the edges of the old system. Regenerative management is an entirely different foundation, constructed exclusively on the bedrock truths we just uncovered. Leaders need a new habit, the first principles audit, a 3-stage workflow. Step 1. Identify the hidden assumption behind any practice. Step 2. Question the source. Was this ever true for us, or just inherited? Step 3. Rebuild from scratch using only undeniable truths. You are vastly smarter than inherited assumptions. True leadership requires the courage to discard analogies and build organizations based only on what is actually real.